Hi, well, we're back, and Dirk Rumming has just left, and after playing some Stölzel, Daniel Delgado came in, and now he's over there. There he is. That's Daniel Delgado from Salamanca. And you saw him in some of the earlier YouTubes right from the very beginning, Man with the Horns, number 1, 2, whatever, you know. And contrary to everybody's thought that even because I was always trying to tell him what to do instead of asking him what he liked to do, he's still back anyway. So, so he's saying, well, what are you going to do anyway? There's nothing I can do about this guy, Steuart. But the idea is that we're preparing now for a beautiful concert that's going to take place up on the terrace of the a number of concerts actually up on the terrace of the what they call the Schützenhof. And so right now I've asked Danny to come by. This piece we're going to play together with his wife, who also plays cello, and so we're going to have a really basso continuo kind of situation. But I want to do a couple of things with Dan, just more or less to get him into this kind of preparation kind of thing. In less than an hour, I'll have two jazz saxophone and jazz piano, guitar coming for another thing. And this morning I had a handpan player and with Dirk and together. And so this is the third from 4 constellations for today. Even next time, Sergio Mendes, Maurizio is going to play, and maybe we'll even do Maria, you know, because you were so helpful with him trying.
Yeah, so teamwork.
So now we're going to play a little bit of Bach, which is going to be from this. This is the E flat sonata from Bach from it's called the BMW. What's it called? BWV 1031. That's the number it's been given. There's a lot of questions whether or not it's really from Johann Sebastian Bach or maybe from C.P.A. Bach, Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach. One doesn't really know. I think it's from Johann Sebastian Bach, and that's why we're going to have Daniel Delgado. And Daniel, play the fastest speed that you feel comfortable with, not faster than that. And don't try to play mechanically, because I'm not going to do that when I come in anyway. I can't. Yeah. So of course you can't either. What am I? I'm just saying you don't have to because of me. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks. I just wanted to say something about it. First of all, this is exactly the way I love to make music. Danny's playing each phrase as an individual expression of his emotional reaction to and interaction with the music. He's using his fantasy and he's using his intuition to guide him through each phrase, to tell the story of his relationship with Johann Sebastian Bach's music. You know, there was a famous pianist from Canada. What was his name? Glenn Gould, who also had a very interesting way of approaching Bach, especially his Brandenburg Brandenburg variations. No, what's it called? Goldenberg.
Variations.
Goldberg variations, and a number of other things that he played. But what I like very much about this is there's nothing rushed about it. It's not an attempt to play something as fast as possible, or an attempt to play anything as affected as possible. It's just an interaction with the person himself, with the music, and then in a duo with the two musicians himself. And it's a very, very satisfying and enjoyable way of approaching music. To think that Bach has to be played like a machine just because it's possible to program a machine to play Bach, and I was there when the Japanese did that with the Yamaha. They actually programmed two electronic hands that could play Bach on a computer generated programming on an organ. Completely ridiculous. Yeah. Because the only way you can do that is to really copy somebody else's individual playing, and then it sounds like music. But to have a computer do it, I'm sorry, it doesn't work. But a lot of people don't want to agree with me with that. It's called something intelligence.
Artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence. Well, I think the artificial is the best expression of it. But Dan, let's try it a little bit more. And I'd really like you to play a little bit more with more abandon.
Okay.
Remember that old expression,
yes,
abandon? Yeah.
Of course.
So, and I think you don't have to play, you notice how soft I'm playing now. I'm letting you through a lot. So you don't have to play loud all the time. You just, and don't think you have to imitate a cembalo either at one dynamic all the time. I think the pianoforte allows you a lot more dynamic possibilities. And I know you're doing that anyway, but you don't have to feel that you have to worry about that. It's a piccolo trumpet, it's a piano, let's just play Bach, okay?
Yeah.
Now I'm getting tired because I was practicing the piccolo trumpet with Dirk before and the soprano saxophone. We started this morning at 9:30, and I've still got another session with jazz musicians at 2 o'clock until 15:30. So I don't want to get too tired, but I think that's the idea. Still, I would like to ask you to remember what I talked about contour. If you're going to play the piano with this on the piccolo trumpet, the only way I can get through this kind of a piece is to really play with the dynamic contour that I need to create the compression. Otherwise, it gets extremely tiring for me. So if I just want to play that one section, you know this. See what I copy you right away, right? Okay. So I think because of that, you could even play louder there. I'm telling you why. At the end of this phrase, I've been playing since the beginning, so I'm starting to get tired. So it's important for you to then to compensate for my inability and my lack of strength, and for you to play a little louder there so that when I come afterwards, I don't sound belligerent. Okay. Because really I'm just echoing you, and if I echo you louder than you played, then it's sort of redundant. So same place? 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. I didn't make that too much, but I think you'd like to try at that part
Sure,
anyway.
I want to
yeah?
try again,
Yeah. Here's the nice thing about practicing. If you find musicians that don't want to just play concerts, but like to rehearse and like to discuss their musical ideas and hone their musical abilities in consort with other musicians, then you can really enjoy a rehearsal even more than the concert. Because the rehearsal means you can try it again and again to reach the highest level of your musical imagination. Rehearsing is very important. And practicing is very important, not just to get the right notes, but to explore your feelings and your abilities and your intuitions about how the music is to be presented. You want to try it again at bar 26? That's where I just stop?
Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion though, Dan? You play dee-do, do-do, dee-do, 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 da-do, dee-do, as if you were doing a dialogue with yourself. You want to try that? Like
Yeah.
forte and then piano?
Yeah, more subito.
Yeah, okay. Excuse me, Dan. Perfect, really great. I just want to talk about that one place where I come in. You see, if you have a sensitive, intelligent, and the Germans say aufmerksam, awakened a musician that you're working with, you can say to him, I'd like to spend a little more time on that high note. So he's making a little bit of a tempo nuance just so I can hang out there on that high note. All hanging 10, they used to say on the surfboarding, you know, all 10 toes hanging over the edge of the board on that high note. So if I do that without you, it's really just something that you don't really notice except the fact that it's like the soloist is like a dream dancer, Traumtänzer of German. And but we did that anyway, and I just wanted to make it clear that that's the kind of thing that you do rehearsals for. So once again, Dan. What I would like to suggest to you here, because it's more difficult for you to do that just by my suggestion, this this second part of the bar piano, and then this louder, and that. Can you try that?
Okay. Yeah.
Might even be easier. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a second. We got some stupid motorcycle guy making noise outside, but he'll be gone in a second. Anyways, this is the end of our first little YouTube for today with Daniel Delgado from Salamanca and the man with the horns, Richard Steuart. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you again next week with the man with the horns and going on with a little bit more Bach. Thank you.